Ladies and gentlemen, we reach match number 30 and it's our final men's cup quarter-finals. Please put your hands together and welcome back to the pitch the teams from Sri Lanka and Malaysia.
So Sri Lanka dressed in their white strip, coming up against Malaysia in their yellow. Both teams playing in the Commonwealth Games last month in Glasgow. Did you watch any of that, Di?
Yeah, picked a little bit up. It's quite an unusual situation, isn't it? Hong Kong were in the Commonwealth Games pre-97. And lots of my mates back home forget that we're no longer in it, forget that the Connolly no longer exists. So, yeah, and then of course you look down the team list and it's great to see that, you know, Sri Lanka, Singapore, Malaysia are able to still compete in that tournament, and would have probably helped these guys prepare for this Asian series and indeed the Asian Games later in the month.
Your referee for this match, Mr. Matt Rodden from Hong Kong.
So Sri Lanka with a couple of victories yesterday. They beat the People's Republic of China 17-5 and then Chinese Taipei 40 points to 12. Malaysia beating UAE 40-0 but then losing to Japan 28-0. So mixed performance there. And this is where Malaysia will feel as though they've got some ascendancy. Here's a young 18-year-old Murray Lin who throws a beautiful pass to the inside runner Vatamio. So the first blood to Malaysia in this clash. And that'll be the plan for Malaysia. Big men running angles.
I think possibly Malaysia for the first tournament in a long while have got the balance right. They've got this ability to be able to pick and select Fijian players that are domiciled in Malaysia, and they've swung in the last few years between picking all local boys or all Fijians. It seems this tournament that I can see some of the young talented kids that have come up through the under-20 setup that have won the Asian under-20s championship twice.
Well, this boy Lin is still at high school. He's 18, goes to the Malaysian International School and is a centre. Imagine turning up in your high school team and facing a 190 centimetre lad, yeah, like that. So, but obviously with the ball skills, can play fly half as well and fall back, but in the forward pack here. So, chance to perhaps see this star in the making Will Wara later on. In fact, it goes the other side of the field now to Velaratna. Gayan Velaratna from the Candy Club. He's been in the international wilderness for the last couple of years. Good to see him back. Multatantri gets it to Marija. Out now to Damapala. So still Wilwara out in the wing there. Hasn't touched the ball. They go left again. This is Ratwate. He gives it to Velaratna again. Runs straight and hard, and oh, he's put a foot in touch. Shame, Ratwate was away.
Again, what you're going to see, Mike, is a contrast in styles. A great try up the middle, some punches, some powerful running by Malaysia to open scoring. Now you're seeing the contrast in play with the Sri Lankans swinging it left and right, full width of the park to create space for their steppers and their speedsters. So it's going to be a great game, and it's going to be the guys who can secure a little bit more possession that they're going to come out on top and look after it for 3 and 4 phases.
Fritzl to put the ball into this line out. Flying high, but it's Multatantri who comes away with it. Out this time to Wilwara, takes the ball on the back foot. Let's see if he's got magic up his sleeve now. Has to take the contact. There's 2 or 3 men on him. I know they were going to muscle up on him out there, the Malaysians, talking to them earlier today. Ratwate to Velaratna. Oh, and that was perhaps a knock, yes. Yeah, there was a bit of acting there with the Superman dive, but a sure try has been saved.
Decision by Matt Rodden, then it was a blatant knock on. Couldn't award the penalty try because the pass may have been dropped, but certainly a good decision to yellow card that guy.
Yeah, and that's the key, the ball going, or the hands going downwards. Patting the ball down, always a sure sign. Here's Vilvada, runs straight and hard, arrows his way through the gap, and with the second touch of the ball, scores a try.
Again, so again, Mike, it was, if you remember, it was Malaysia's line out, overthrow at the line out, no cover at the back of the line out. Just can't afford to be overthrowing those kind of plays in your own 22, and as a result, it's put Singapore back in the game.
Now, who do you feel Coach Gareth Baber would prefer to play in the semi-final?
I think they offer two different contrasts. The game against either side is about control, so Gareth won't really be thinking about preference. He'll be addressing the fact that both sides, whoever it might be, play different kind of games, and so he'll wait for the result and then address the team strategy to win the semi-final. But certainly the bigger, straighter, directer runners of Malaysia opposed to the steppers and the speedsters out wide of Sri Lanka. So two different game strategies really, Mike.
Malaysia down to 6 men and under pressure here, 30 metres out from their line.
Critical ball to be won here to get the player back up to 7.
So Keithley.
Time to be spent. Bringing again the big Fijian guy down the middle, outpowering rather than going wide.
Good work at the tackle though. Sri Lanka get over the ball and there's a turnover. Wilwara again. Well, can't grasp the ball in his hands though. It's time to reset. Tries to muscle up for Adzal. And, holding on.
Sort of squeezing, holding on, covering the ball up in the tackle. Good decision again. Just need to play the game and take it. Needs to go to touch really to slow the game down so Malaysia can get back up to 7 men. I think that will occur.
Oh,
and he's gone and missed.
Out, the youngster.
Bit of naivety there, gone and missed the. It's the last thing you want now. 6 men on, thinking we were going to line out, having worked hard.
Tantri on his 22 tries to commit the 2 defenders, does so, but Viraratne's at a standstill.
Everybody's suffering early on day 1 from this kind of heat. Now Sri Lanka have played into the hands of the Malaysian guys. Up, and there he goes.
Here's a flyer. It's a Damapala, I think. He showed his wings yesterday. In fact, it's Ratwate who has got support out here. Wilwara. Good vision from Ratwate. And he's once he gets going, he's a flyer, Wilwara.
So frustrating as a coach. That should have gone into touch by the youngster out on the far touch line. Malaysia would have been back to 7 men at their own line out, but as a result he's missed touch and now they're 7 points down.
So Sri Lanka sneaking to the lead just on the eve of half time. The conversion to come from Marija, and he gets that one straight between the sticks. 14 points to 7.
That's all I would say, Mike. What Gareth will be looking at, Gareth Baber from Hong Kong, is the intensity of the game, and it is intense. End-to-end stuff. Both sides already breathing hard, heavy. Been a tough 6 minutes so far. So Gareth will be looking for is for these 2 guys to be really competitive because they've Hong Kong had a relatively easy and stress-free quarter-final.
Well, here comes the man straight off the bench, Atonia, looking to make amends for his yellow. Lin, first receiver. Zulkifli, and outside to Rambebe.
Suggest there's going to be a bit of power play again inside there. Great play by the Fijian.
Zulkifli's got some pace here too. Wilwara's tracking back. Nice pause and stop to meet his support. Rambebe again.
What an influential player.
Just drawing all that defence, so there'll be a discussion in goal again just to make sure they've got it right. And yes, the try is awarded by referee Roden, so good work there from Malaysia.
Try on the stroke of half time from Malaysia, number 7, Zulkifli bin Azmi.
And he was one player who featured strongly in the Commonwealth Games, Zulkifli, and able to match pace for sure with some of these international stars they came up against.
Yeah, and unfortunately for Malaysia on the bench for in the sim bin for 2 minutes. It was him in the bin, yeah.
Was it?
Touched the ball in that play from inside his own half, Mike, 3 times.
So half time here at the Hong Kong Football Club. And Sri Lanka lead Malaysia by 2 points, 14-12.
Great half of rugby and all to play for, second half.
Now you'll no doubt be delighted to know that the family
We're doing the next games,
at the Training Triangle Big Top
I don't have the team lists.
There
Oh, I don't. No, wait.
3 temporary tattoos, there is face painting,
Do you know who's up next?
balloon
It's the women.
fondling, everything that a family could hope for. And coming up at 12 o'clock, a
Women,
live performance from Elsa, the Queen of Frozen Land.
Yeah, probably is. Yeah. Yep. Have you got the team list? The team sheets? Have you got the team sheets? Oh. Do you want to pop down and see if you can get the team list for the women's, if that's all right? Thank you. That's nice. Let the natural sound flow.
Quick thank you to our sponsors,
Oh,
the
brilliant.
title sponsor of this tournament, RS Components. Our official partners, Pinnacle, Event Cannabis Asia, Stella Master Wines, and the Hong Kong Football Club. The ARFU associate sponsors, Gilbert
say that, didn't you?
Cookery and
Chinese
Safe
Taipei
Hotels.
and-
You can never be too safe. And the union sponsors, HSBC, Carlsberg, Gilbert, Andy, Cookery, Pink, and Rhino. We're ready for the second half. Sri Lanka leading Malaysia by 14 points to 12.
So Keithley restarts, and it's a good kick that Marija does well. Gets it to Wilwara. The crossing there, but Wilwara and his pace and elusiveness there. Certainly him and Tom McQueen will be the top try scorers of this tournament so far.
First try of
He's really
the
burst
second
on the
half.
scene, Wilwara.
And the hat-trick for Sri Lankan number 3, the flying Anuradha Wilwara.
Regis missed that one from in front of the post. He's not happy with that. 19 points to 12. It's given Malaysia the feeling they can tie this one up if they score next. That was a crucial conversion miss there by Marija. Totally unlike the veteran standoff. A long kickoff to keep Malaysia inside their own 22. Good work though as they get out of their territory. And there are some numbers here too, although a good tackle from Damapala. Regis back as a sweeper, waits for his support, had to just check his pass there. And as Damapala couldn't get back in support. Now he's there at the base of this ruck. Damapala flips the ball back to Marija. And that's Vevaratna. To Tantri. Sadly, it's not Wilwara on the outside, it's Patirana. He's still got a bit of pace for a strapping loose forward. Vevaratna again. Now it's Marija. Here's Wilwara, who backs his strength in the contact area. Brave young man, as well as having all the pace, and it's Ratwate who steps around the outside of the defence. A bit of a miscommunication there, so Ratwate runs the try-in. An important score for Sri Lanka.
Huge start to the second half, Mike, by Sri Lanka. Pressure first 2 minutes. Now, can Malaysia respond? I suggest maybe not because of the heat, and they look a bit demoralised actually with these 2 early scores. Just checking the stadium scoreboard. Is that a 12-point game now, Mike? Or
Yep. 14 now.
so if they can get the next score, they're still in it. But who knows? If Malaysia can still pinch a score. So looking at the stadium, they're saying it's 26, but I believe he missed the conversion, Mike. So I think it's a 12-point game, isn't it?
No, he got the conversion. He missed the last one.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
is it not a 12-point game? Yes, it's 24-12. Yeah.
Right you are. Hasn't gone 10 metres, but the Malaysians decide to pick it up and run with it. They realise the urgency here that they need to score. Penalty here for Malaysia.
Not rolling away at the tackle.
Just 3 minutes left of this game. Malaysia need to score. Lin to Abu Bakar Zulkifli. Good run from Zulkifli, 22-year-old, but he knocks it on in the contact. So Sri Lanka have a chance to counter-attack through Ratwate. He just scored the last try, full of running. Fit young man. Tantri. Of course, Sri Lanka just finished not only Commonwealth Games, but 2 weeks of Carlton Sevens. So they are devastatingly match fit.
That's a critical giveaway.
Dhammapala with a poor decision there to kick possession away. Can Malaysia make the most of this? Needs support, the ball runner. It's slow coming. And yeah, perhaps not enough support to clean out the breakdown there. So Sri Lanka decide to come away with it.
Critical play. Oh, well played.
Good tackle from Lin. But Wate knocks the ball on.
2 minutes left on the clock.
Yeah, play just breaking down here. I think you're right, the heat's taken an effect on, surprisingly, the Malaysians. They're well used to this climate, that's for sure.
But this is the beauty of Sevens rugby, isn't it, Mike? They're 12 points down. They got possession now, score in this next minute, and Malaysia can still win this game. You'd say it was done and dusted, but it's way off that at the moment. An early score from this scrum, and it's all to play for off the kickoff.
Is it?
So dare I say it, if they could get a quick score, it could be overtime in this heat.
Mohammed Zarif is on the field. He'll feed the ball from scrum half. And new fresh legs here as well, because Sadiq's on as well, standing at first receiver. Zarif to Sadiq. Tatu Nasia. Hard man to drag down. They're 30 metres out now, Malaysia. And here he is, Sadiq. Gets smashed in the tackle though. Good physical work at the breakdown from the Sri Lankans. And they've really made a mess of that ball, although they're penalised for not releasing the ball carrier. Abu Bakar. Sadiq. Again, good defence from the Sri Lankans. They seem to have every angle covered at the moment. Atunasia to Zulkifli. Have they reckoned on Zulkifli's speed?
And that is critical, under the post. That is critical.
So there we are. Zulkifli can, if they convert this try quickly through Murray Lin, they are within touching distance. 7-point gap now and 40 seconds to go. So you'll be rubbing your hands with glee as a Hong Kong supporter here, Dai. They've really spent some energy in this game.
They have. It's been a fantastic game of Sevens rugby. It was, after day one, it was always going to be the quarter final of the second day, and it was always going to be competitive. Two good sides, and all to play for with 40 seconds to go.
Zarif to restart. Goes right. Some tall timber out there to compete with this ball.
Oh,
gets up nicely, but knocks it on.
It's game, set and match.
Oh, and some lovely play there, picking the ball up well as Ranjan. And Mr. Spider Legs himself goes 60 metres, scores under the posts to put the icing on the cake for Sri Lanka.
That's a try for Sri Lanka, number 5.
Excellent quarter final. Good advert for Asian Sevens rugby. Fantastic, Mike.
So it's Pereira in the absence of Marija who will convert this try. Gets it up high and handsome and
off the upright.
Off the upright. So the score remains 31 points to 19. Sri Lanka victors of this quarter final over Malaysia.
Casting your eyes once again to the big screen, you'll see an array of selfie photos for the Kukri selfie competition. If you'd like to enter the competition, you can download the Lumi app, or alternatively, make your way to the Lumi tent, which is in the entertainment zone.